How's it been?
So
2025.
right, it's a journey. Fatherhood is the only hood that accept me, that claims me. Right. I look at being a father not to be, like funny in a simple way, but it's to further. To father is to further.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it as like this is like a leadership responsibility.
Just bring it a little bit closer to
Boom.
you. Yeah, there
Thank
you
you.
go.
Boom.
Yeah.
So fatherhood changed me for one. Having my first child. It let me know what my purpose was, like I wasn't confused about what I needed to be doing,
Mm-hmm.
but to answer your question, in 2025, fatherhood is showing me like I'm responsible to not just further my tribe, but I got to set an example as a leader because 2025, these children especially are advanced, like they're paying attention to everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the journey has been a roller coaster, so it's ups and downs. But I definitely enjoy it, like I'm definitely a father first before anything.
Definitely. Is it hard balancing everything at once?
So yeah, definitely it is, I look at it, as though like it's not supposed to be easy, as far as like just juggling, just maintaining, getting through life and experiencing the ups and downs,
Sure.
and finding that balance.
Were you always able to like keep that balance between your family and like the stuff that you wanted to do?
No, like it's dysfunctional, It's still I look at it as like, even as entrepreneurs, we would like to think that it goes like, all the way on the up and up.
Mm-hmm.
But at every level it's literally, it's
Yeah.
ups and downs at every level.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard, but I look at it as like I'm built for it.
For
Certain
sure.
things I signed up for. I do. It's a humbling moment sometimes where I sit down and think like, "Damn, this is what I signed up for."
Mm-hmm.
But
No, that's. I mean, one of the greatest challenges you face in life is being a parent, right? Like,
mm,
there's nothing
right,
harder than being a parent.
right, for
Not
sure,
only are you thinking about your future, but now you got to worry about someone else's and what that's gonna entail.
definitely.
That's yeah. I mean, as an artist myself, it's so hard to think about my art and then think about all my other responsibilities. It's
Right.
almost like the art is on the side. It's like it's not a side. It's like it's a break from that.
Right. I'm learning. I don't know if you've heard it this way, but it's like there's the three H's. I'm
Mm.
big with acronyms and stuff like that for
Yeah.
people that know me. But with being an artist, it's like you join a career where you go through those phases where sometimes it's a hobby,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's a hustle, and sometimes it's a headache. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but depending on how much leverage you have, you get to choose which like threshold you're at.
Mm-hmm.
But I've that's kind of helped me to compartmentalize like, okay, being an artists are finicky sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them it's just a hobby,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why, and we have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
For some of them it's a hustle and still the hustle doesn't pan out, but it's like being
Yeah.
an artist, it's still a gamble. you know
So so you're an artist. You do
Definitely.
music. But
Definitely.
what is your company about? Like, what is.
So Dignified Marketing, for one, is a marketing firm. Shout out to Lorenzo Rogier. He's my partner. So I'm partnering with Lorenzo Rogier to build and scale Dignified Marketing. So this is a direct sales marketing firm where we literally go door to door. We offer natural gas as a product and we help people enroll in a price protection plan. But so literally that is a natural gas, so the product, excuse me, is natural gas. That's a direct sales marketing company that we use to generate weekly income and show young entrepreneurs, how to just grow and develop into becoming a better version of themselves.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
boom.
Well, that's man, that's so scary sometimes thinking about it because you have to knock door to door. You don't know what's gonna be behind that door.
Definitely.
Do you have any crazy stories
Oh,
like
100%. I've been through just about everything.
yeah.
I like to, within the company, we call like, I'm the dinosaur. I'm like the veteran.
Mm-hmm.
But, all I can say is like nothing can prepare you for the doors. It's not something that you can like just brace yourself for. You have to go through it to get through it.
Well, you said that you did it before. You were doing it before you started your own company.
Correct.
You were
Yes.
doing door to door. You were selling electronics, I believe.
So I did do the phones and tablets, but
Oh,
I did start out selling natural gas.
oh okay.
I was with another marketing firm.
Mm-hmm.
It was ran by a CEO named Michael Diademo.
Oh yeah, he
He
was.
has one of the biggest marketing firms.
Okay.
Shout out to him. But yeah, so I started out there, and that's when I began my journey.
Mm-hmm.
I was recruited by somebody who I'm establishing a partnership with now.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Nathaniel Rufino.
Okay.
He's the number one marketer in the state,
Mm-hmm.
and I stand on that. But with that, yeah. So he pitched the opportunity to me. I took advantage of that. I got to build a relationship with Michael Diadamo, and help to add value to his marketing firm. And I got the jewels, the 5 to 8 steps, the garlic system. And I began to, establish some leverage as becoming a principal in business myself.
What's one of those like key things he taught you, like something that like changed the way that you approach it?
Definitely. So systems, like really he introduced me to some systems that helped me to not have to reinvent the wheel and literally just work the systems because they work. And like when I say 5 steps, the 8 steps and the garlic system, those are the systems.
Okay.
He literally told me that's how he leveraged millions.
Okay. And what are those like? Are those sales tips or are those
Definitely.
more?
So the 5 steps is to a conversation. It shows you how to have a conversation and how to add flavor to it.
Okay.
You know, and by flavor meaning impulse factors, some suggestions and analogies how to break the ice. But the 8 steps is a combination of attitude and work ethic systems. But the attitude determines your altitude. That's one of the jewels where in many meetings he would just drop that seed. He would make it very known, like, hey, your attitude determines your altitude. Work in terms of systems. If you can't follow simple instructions, you'll never be successful.
Yeah. Well, it's always that thing where it's like you got to learn the game first before you execute your own strategy, right?
Right.
You
Right.
learn the what works with for everybody else. You learn the history with something, no matter what you're doing. If you're doing sales or if you're doing music, if you're doing painting, whatever. You look at the greats that did it before, and then you learn from them so that you can not only be great but put your own spin onto it.
Definitely. Right. A lot of it too, like, there's some people who don't understand, like, it's not that you're plagiarizing, but it's like if you take a winning formula and duplicate it or replicate it, there's no harm in that. That's what it's meant for. Because success doesn't care what your story is, what your background is. Success doesn't care what your excuse is for not being consistent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, without a doubt. That's something about the universe or success. Everything, it's non-biased. It's not doesn't care about where you come from. It doesn't care about the struggles that you've been through. It's gonna be the same for everybody else. It might be a little bit easier, with resources and opportunities that present themselves, but there is not the universe doesn't have like a tally. Like it's not oh, this time he did this amount of things. Okay,
Right.
I'm gonna. Sometimes it will, but it won't. It's not gonna be like it's not something that you can expect.
Definitely. Right. Right.
And it's always when you least expect that you get those big breakthroughs or those big moments where you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm all right, or I'm doing something good now.
Right. I'm learning too, like being out of your comfort zone that positions you for a blessing. Having that mystery of the unknown sometimes is a good thing.
Without a doubt.
Because you get to go through that experience, and sometimes like just on the other side of that fear is when you realize like, oh, it wasn't that bad, or oh, okay, I was really I was overthinking it.
Do you remember your first sale, like first time going up to a door?
So yeah, I mean, it was terrible.
Yeah, I
Like
bet.
I mentioned in the first podcast too, I do have a speech impediment.
Oh,
I still get made fun of about it, but I'm on my journey. But yeah, my first doors, I stuttered, marbles in the mouth, shaky at the knees, anxiety, started sweating, and it's good to go through that, like I was super far outside of my comfort zone.
yeah.
Super far.
Well, yeah, you don't grow if you're not outside of your comfort zone.
Right.
You have to keep getting out of your comfort zone to grow.
That's right.
It's uncomfortable for some people, and that drives people away a lot of the times. With me and I was talking about David, the sensei. He
Shout out to him.
shout out to him. Yeah,
Wow.
go check out that podcast. It should be out by now. He fuck, I forgot what was the what
You
were
were
we just
talking with David?
we were talking about talking to David about embarrassment,
Embarrassment.
how it can be the biggest downfall for people because they're scared to get embarrassed and they're scared of that feeling of embarrassment, so they'd rather not even risk it. They'd rather just
Right.
stay comfortable.
One thing one of my mentors told me is like sometimes failure, like failing forward is what you need to go through. Like don't be intimidated by failure. Like fail, like
Mm-hmm.
fail head on. Like look forward to failing,
Mm-hmm.
because the most people, the most successful people that have failed plenty more times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's like back to the acronyms. Like just fear is a false, is false evidence appearing real. So it's like having that mindset too, where it's like even if you aren't knowing or aren't certain, still take that step. Being courageous is still taking the jump, just even though you're scared.
So what
So,
is the what are you guys' goals as a company?
so as a company right now, we leverage weekly income to generate financial freedom to leverage OPM. We plan to do real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but literally, as a small business, we plan to generate weekly income, show entrepreneurs how to, how to make some weekly income and learn how to sell, and show others how to sell. But on a general note, like we literally plan to develop offices, and take over nationwide. But just extending the opportunity, being in a position to add value through offering those products. But once we can become financially stable, we can take those funds and go into the wealth builders, like real estate.
Yeah.
You know.
What what intrigued you about the sales world and about that? Like, was it when you did it, you're like, okay, this is I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I love doing
Right.
this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I struggled bad, and
Really?
always question. I was like, "Is this for me?" Like I used to
Mm-hmm.
always question, like, "Man, what am I doing?"
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, the most successful people I know are winning in this field.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what made me figure out, like, okay, something I'm not doing right, and let me get right before I get left,
Yeah.
and get on the train, because it's going, like multimillionaires,
Mm-hmm.
the person who I mentioned to you earlier, is valued at a couple 100 million,
Mm-hmm.
and he's my mentor at one time, he still is virtually, but yeah, the most successful people I know are in this field. So I said, I got to get right personally, and then start just developing a professional relationship with the whales.